Hello everybody, I am just going to do a quick composition here on a scrap panel using a minimal palette, French Ultramarine, Ultramarine Blue, let's say, burnt sienna, give you that kind of nice rusty brown colour, and titanium white, and I'm painting into a panel that's been stained a kind of a purpley colour. And what happened was I stained it purpley colour in acrylic, let it dry, started one of these videos about 10 or 15 minutes ago, and I decided to start again. So what I did, I got a cloth, covered a bit of white spirits, wiped it off, and as I was wiping it off, I got this interesting area here where some of the acrylic has come off, and there's a kind of a darky browny kind of a background that was there before I put on the acrylic, because it was oil. So it's an accident, and I'm just going to see if I can make a painting out of it. So, without further ado, we get a bit of our ultramarine blue, a bit of our white, and I'm just going to paint it in here. Part of our sky. Now I usually paint into a kind of a warmy, rust-coloured, a burnt sienna background, because it gives a nice warm tone to the paintings. But because I'm using burnt sienna as one of my colours on the minimal palette exercise here, it would be lost against a burnt sienna background. So now I'm just kind of painting in a kind of an idea of clouds here. I hope now the shadows aren't going to be, there's a bit of a shadow there. Even light is kind of tricky to get here, and sun's kind of going down soon, not going down, but it's getting into the evening time of year. The year has flown, and I'm just going to put in a bit of cloud there, a bit of cloud there. Now sometimes I like to work in silence. You can take the phone off the hook, and you can, without wanting to sound contrived, you can get into the zone. So I'm just going to, there we go, there's our kind of clouds. Alright, now I can bring out some of the highlights in the cloud. And if you wanted to bring in a third colour, I find Naples yellow is nice to mix in a bit of highlight. But for the purposes of this exercise, I'm just going to keep it simple for now. Now I'm just going to put a bit of that white colour in here, because this reminds me of the shore. Okay, I'm just going to bring that along there like so. Okay, now for the main part of the I'm just using kind of thin swipes of colour, or not colour, shade tone, but just highlights there. Build it up, see how it speaks to you. Bit of white here, maybe just in there a wee bit. Okay, that looks like water coming up to the shore. Lovely. Okay. And just pick out bits and pieces, just where you think might look like kind of an area where there could be water. Mark it in as water. Kind of define it. Alright. That's a wee bit too. I'm working almost with a dry brush here. Okay, now I'm coming along, mix up some of my burnt sienna with a bit of blue. You get a grey colour. You get lots of grey tones when you're using those combinations. So I'm just going to see what happens when I put it in as, see if it works as water. Grey colour. It's not bad at all. I'll just put a wee bit of that across there like so. How it looks in reality versus how it looks on the phone here as I'm filming it, I'm just conscious of that. So I put in a bit more blue, and it's kind of turning slightly green, which is okay too, a greeny grey. This is all experimentation, you know, it's not an exact science, but as you practice, you become more familiar with what the different tones and shades will do for you, you know. And just lighten this a bit here. I'll come along with a smaller brush now in a minute. Something like that. Yeah. This looks like rocks, but total accident. So I'm going to come along with a darker greyish colour and bring up that horizon a bit. Put a bit more blue. Something like that. Yeah, you see how it builds. Now I'm going to come along with a smaller brush here. Put in some cloud highlights, bit of white. I'm just going to, that's just maybe a small bit too much. I'd like doing things bit by bit rather than going too bold too soon, you know. Just add in a couple of clouds here and there, not too many. You kind of have this main body of cloud here just going slightly up as it goes towards the edge of the canvas. There we go. Now what I might do is use the clouds to define mountains. So, I don't know, maybe I have a certain mountain in mind. I could, there's Ben Bolton. But then I'd have to say, where's this looking from? If they go down towards maybe Streetia, would it be? Or, I should take a right in Grange there. Lissadell. And just, maybe it's too angular, is it? Anyway. There we go. There's the start of our sketch. Oil sketch. Anything more we can do? Yeah, there is. More clouds here. Okay, and I'll be back with another video. Maybe different composition. So that's imaginative composition using a minimal palette, titanium white, French ultramarine blue, and burnt sienna. And you can pick whatever background you want, color-wise, except avoid red and burnt sienna if you're going to use burnt sienna, because they defeat the purpose. But I kind of go green is good, purpley, mauve, violet, those colors, you know. There we go. Still a bit too, make it less defined maybe. It's not as, well, as it dries you can change it, you know. There we go. It's not bad. Okay, there's the first stage of my oil painting. Imaginative composition using a minimal palette. Okay, thank you.